Modding Football Manager is one of those things that before you start your first save game, you want to do. And the most popular of those mods is to add faces to pretty much every player in the game. Today, I'm going to show you how to download and install Facepacks for Football Manager 2024. I hope you find this video useful. Let's run the intro and get straight into things, shall we? So first things first, what is a Facepack? A Facepack is essentially an add-on to Football Manager that adds players' faces into the game, especially in leagues that aren't licensed. If you've played Football Manager, you may notice leagues like the Bundesliga, the players have faces, that league is fully licensed, whereas the English Premier League, the players all have silhouettes. Using Facepacks, we can get around that. So there are loads and loads of different Facepacks available across the internet. The one I use and the most popular by far is the Sort It Out SI Cutout Mega Pack. It's available here, 435,000 faces in this pack, although there are some other options out there, such as the DF11 Players Faces Pack. Ultimately, you got to pick the one that, well, you like the best. For me, I just like the cutout faces. So over on the download page that'll be linked down in the video description, we have this page here. Now, first things first, there are two different ways to download this file. The first is to become a premium Sort It Out SI member. The second is to use their torrent file. We're going to be doing the second one today, as that is the free option. And first things first, before you get started with anything, you are going to need to make an account on this website. It's free to do, and I recommend you do it. This place has all the downloads you can imagine for Football Manager. And if you're going to be following my series of guides here where we install all the different kinds of mods, we're going to be back on this webpage quite a lot. So I have now just logged into my account, as you can see by the whole "You are now logged in" button at the top. And if we click on the download complete pack here, you'll see that because I am not on a premium account, I get given this little prompt here. Now, if you enjoy what Sort It Out SI do, you can pay them. It's a small amount of money per month, a £10 yearly fee. And with that, if you were to just click the download button, it would download instantly to your PC without the next few stages. For this video, I am going to be covering the torrent download method for getting this Facepack nice and simply. On top of that, if you are using a different Facepack, go download it now. Or alternatively, if you already have last year's Facepack installed and you're not bothered about updating it, although I feel like it is nice to have the new faces, you can go to the timestamp on screen now. This is going to be how to install it, where the file goes once you've downloaded it. Assuming that you're still with me here, because you want to download the torrent file, you're going to want to scroll all the way down to the bottom of this page below where it says sign up for premium membership. You can see here all the different parts. You could download all 13 parts of the Facepack, but alternatively, you can see here there is the Sort It Out SI Cutout Megapack .rar torrent file. You are going to need a torrent client for this. I'm going to cover that in a moment, but first things first, if we click this link here, our download has started, and to see it, press F11. And as you can see, we have now downloaded the torrent file. Now, a torrent file is a special type of file that basically allows you to download files over the internet from other people that already have that file. In this instance, because there's 400,000 faces, this is quite a good way to share around all the different faces within the community. In order to make use of that file we've just downloaded, though, we're going to need a torrent client. This is basically a thing that tells your computer, hey, here's this file, go out and find all the other bits that we need. So, we're going to use Qubit Torrent. This will be linked down below. It is available for absolutely free, and all you're going to need to do is click on download and then download the correct version for you. For us, we're running obviously on Windows. We are going to be going with version 4.5.5. There is, however, also a Mac version. So if you're a Mac user, obviously this isn't a Mac guide, you can use Qubit Torrent and it works the exact same way. There are a couple of stages later on in the video that will be slightly different for you, but I will have written instructions down in the description for Mac users specifically. So we are going to download version 4.5.5, although you can just download whatever the latest version is here, and we are going to pick up this top version here, the 64-bit version for me, and we're downloading it. So hopefully at this point you are going to have two files in your download folder. The first is the .torrent file from Sort It Out SI. The second is going to be your Qubit Torrent setup file. We are going to run this setup file now and install Qubit Torrent. I'm going to run you through it here. We are going to accept the terms and license. When it comes to choosing components, all we need to make sure that we have is open.torrent files with Qubit Torrent is selected. That is because the file we've downloaded from Sort It Out SI is a .torrent file. Of course, after that, you can choose where you want to install the Qubit Torrent, and we are now going to hit install, and hopefully that will install nice and simply for you guys. We have just let that run for about 10 seconds. It's installed. Qubit Torrent is now set up, and we are now going to hit finish. So Qubit Torrent will look a little something like this to begin with. It can appear slightly daunting. Fret not though, it is simple to use. All you need to do is make sure that we take the .torrent file that we downloaded from Sortout SI and just drag it into the program like so. Here it will now ask you where you would like to download this file to. Please note the file we're about to download has 400,000 faces in it. It's not a small file size, so make sure it's going to somewhere where you do have space to have this file sit. For me, I'm just going to put it in the downloads folder, and you can see here it's a single file that we are downloading. It's the sort it out cut out megapack.rar. If we hit OK, this is now going to start to download. If we go to the downloads tab here, you can see it's 11 gigabytes. There are loads of people already sharing it, and you can see the download and upload speed here. This file for me, it's going to take about 2 minutes to download. Depending on your internet speed and how many other people are trying to download this at a time, it might take a little bit longer. So leave this to do its thing. When it's downloaded, come back for the next step. So once your file has finished downloading, you are going to want to make sure it's in the completed section. You'll see the status is currently seeding. That means I'm sharing it for other users wanting to download the file. If you don't want to do that, very important step, right click and simply hit pause. This will mean that no one is downloading it through your internet. If you have slow internet speed, might want to make sure you do that. So at this point, within your downloads folder, or wherever you decided to download it, you should have your sorted out SI cutout megapack.rar file. Of course, if you've skipped to this point in the video, you've probably downloaded a Facepack from elsewhere. Doesn't matter, next few steps are the exact same. If you're on Windows, of course. If you're on Mac, the next bit written down below. On Windows, we're going to navigate to our Football Manager folder. That is within C, Users, your username. For me, I'm Jack. Hello, nice to meet you. I'll give you a handshake. Documents, Sports Interactive. Of course, the Jack bit will be your Windows username. And within here, you're going to have a load of different Football Manager folders if you've played lots of different Football Managers. The one that we want naturally is Football Manager 2024. And within here, if you don't have any folders that already exist, launch the game once. Assuming you do have all these folders and you don't have a graphics folder, you're going to need to make one. So we're going to make a new folder here called graphics, all lowercase. And within here, we are now going to paste the file that we just downloaded. The .rar file, we will move it over. And now for the final step, to extract this file here. Now I am using WinRAR. If you don't know what WinRAR is, or you don't have a different unarchiving software, it's basically something that allows us to take all the packaged together images and unpack them into their folder format. If you don't have WinRAR, there will be another guide down below for how to download that. It's a 2-minute guide. It's really simple. And once you've installed WinRAR or an archiving piece of software of your choice, you will have the option to just right click and hit extract here. If we now do this, the computer is going to have a mild panic to begin with. That is the very first important step because it's got 400,000 faces to unpack all at once. But each of these faces is now, one at a time as we process through, being put in this folder called Sort It Out SI. And within here, faces, we have every single face. Now, these are slowly but surely populating. Now, this step, I will warn you now, depending on the speed of your PC, can take a little while. I'm already through 10% of it after 30 seconds. Your mileage may vary. This may be something where you want to go get a cup of tea, go touch grass before you play Football Manager for a while, and come back. Again, 400,000 faces takes a little while. But once this is all done, we're on to the final step. We just have to launch Football Manager and hit one very important button. If you are someone who already had a Facepack installed for FM22, you can also just navigate to the Football Manager 2023 folder, graphics, sort it out, SI cutout, or any other graphics you have that were in last year's game, and you can just copy all these files over to the newly created graphics folder in Football Manager 2024's location. So for the final step, we need to go into Football Manager. We are going to go over to our preferences and click the clear cache button and the reload skin button. If you don't have the reload skin button, you're going to want to go to the drop down that says advanced, click on it, go down to interface and make sure the option is clicked reload skin when confirming changes in preferences. So for some people, the reload skin button doesn't show up. I have no idea why. It shows up for me. And with that step done, you can load into any save game or a new game, and all the faces will be available, ready and raring to go. Yes, this is something that if you've already started playing, you can just install graphics pack still. Speaking of which, coming up very, very soon on the channel, aka tomorrow, I'll be running through how to download and install logo packs. So if you want badges for every team in Football Manager, maybe check out that video. There'll be a link down in the description to that one. Hopefully this video has helped you out. Thank you as always for watching. If you are one of those people that stops by once a year, you know, to follow my guides on installing graphics, then leaves for a year, check out some of the other content here on the channel. I promise it's worth your time, and hopefully this video has helped you out. If it has, drop a like on things. I'll see you again very soon. It is me, Jack, and I'll talk to you all again in a bit. I'm out.